What if you could build a fully configured production-ready Node.js API in minutes, just by typing a single prompt? That's exactly what we're going to try today. We're going to hand the keys over to Claude Code and ask it to scaffold a complete TypeScript Node.js API with Express, PostgreSQL, Prisma ORM, Docker, ESLint, Prettier, and a full Jest test suite all in one shot. No manual setup, no copy-pasting from docs, just one prompt. Sounds too good to be true. Well, let's just say the results are very revealing. And if you're planning on using AI to scaffold your next project, you're going to want to stick around because what I found could save you hours of painful debugging down the road. I am in a folder that contains only one file called setup diagram. This is the project setup diagram. We're going to be scaffolding Node.js API project with a TypeScript, so we'll need a TypeScript config. We will also be using ESLint and Prettier. This will ensure code quality and consistency in the project. ESLint acts as a linter, analyzing code to find bugs, unused variables, and best practices, and Prettier acts as an opinionated code formatter, automatically enforcing consistent style like spacing, quotes, semicolons across all files. We will also be using Jest framework for testing, and we want to configure this Jest with a TypeScript because sometimes TypeScript projects use Jest, but the tests are written in JavaScript instead of TypeScript. I don't like this approach. I prefer everything to be consistent, so tests should be also written in TypeScript. We will be building the API using Express.js framework. The data will be stored in PostgreSQL database, and for local development, we will be running PostgreSQL database in Docker container. To communicate with a Postgres database, we will be using Prisma ORM or Object Relational Mapper. And finally, we will need to configure the project with the npm scripts build, run, dev, test, and migrate. Let's go ahead and use Claude Code to scaffold this project. I'm going to go ahead and open the terminal in the Visual Studio Code, and I'm going to type right here, Claude. To increase Claude Code's chances for success, we're going to be using Opus 4.6 model, and we're also going to be using a couple of plugins. So let's just type in plugin, and here we have two plugins that we're going to be installing, Superpowers and Context7. So if you select Superpowers, it basically teaches brainstorming, sub-agent-driven development with built-in code review, systematic debugging, and red-green TDD. And additionally, it teaches Claude how to author and test new skills. So basically, this is the plugin for coders, right, for programmers. And then the other one is Context7. And then Context7 is basically an MCP server for up-to-date documentation lookup. Let's go ahead and install both of these plugins. And we're going to type reload plugins to apply the changes. All right, the plugins are installed, and we're going to go ahead and give Claude the following prompt. We're going to say, please set up a Node.js API project with a TypeScript. This project should have ESLint and Prettier and Jest for testing. Tests should be written in TypeScript. Use Express.js framework. Install and use Cores and Morgan middleware packages. So I like to use Cores and Morgan. Cores is going to be for basically Cores, right? Every API kind of needs that. And then Morgan is a request logger. We're going to create one route. It will be get health. This route will return OK status. Basically, it's going to be health checker for our API. Then we're also going to be creating a test using supertest to test this endpoint. And we're going to add PostgreSQL database. It should run using Docker Compose. We're going to be using Prisma ORM to communicate with the database. And we're going to create a simple post model. And then we're also going to create Prisma migrations for this model to test, obviously, if our database connection is working. And if Prisma integration works as well. And then finally, we're going to ask to create the following scripts to build the project, start to run the project, dev to run and restart the project on code changes, and test to run tests and migrate to run migrations. Before we hit enter, let's go ahead and make sure we have Node installed and it is correct version. Currently LTS or long-term support is version 24. And then we're also going to double check if we have Docker running. And Docker is running, so we should be all good. Claude Code should have everything necessary to scaffold this project. And let's go ahead and run the prompt. As you can see, Claude also checked if we have npm version, Node version, and Docker version correctly. And it started writing the file. And it looks like Claude Code is done. So it says everything is set up and verified. We have a summary. The project is scaffolded. We have a package.json, ts file, jestconfig, env file, env example.gitignore, which is very good. So we have server.ts file, app.ts file, routes, right? I put health.ts file, which is good. Then we have tests, and we got a docker compose.yaml, Prisma, and we created also migration, right? And then it will said that it's verified the docker compose up-t container is running npm npx prisma migrate dev, right? Init, migration applied, and npm test run, and then build also compiles to the dist directory, which is nice. All right, let's go ahead and review those files. First, we're going to look at the package.json. And if you look at the package.json file, looking at the start script build, we're good. Dev script, we're using tsnode-dev. We have also test command and migrate command, which is fine. We created a lint command for us, also good thing, and format. We didn't ask for those commands, but those commands are useful. Let's take a look at what dependencies it installed, and we already got a problem here. So Prisma client, we have it at version 5, and let's just double check what Prisma is here in dev dependencies is version 5. However, the current version for Prisma is 7, not 5. Already red flag right there. Next thing is Express. And Express current version is 5, not 4. And Claude Code actually it's installed version 4 for Express. Again, that's a red flag. We don't want to do that. At types node, we have version 22. However, LTS is 24. So not sure why it decided to install the version 22, not 24. Also, ESLint, the current version is version 10, actually. I would have accepted 9, frankly speaking. That's where you have the flat file system, I think. But anyways, ESLint should be at least 9 or 10. All right, so otherwise it's using tsjest and TypeScript version 5, which is fine. Well, actually, I take it back. TypeScript current version is version 6 and not 5. Also, let's take a look at Docker Compose and see what Postgres we got. And Postgres we got is actually version 16. And I think the current version of Postgres is version 18. Well, I'm pretty sure your project is going to be working, right? So the way it's kind of scaffolded looks good to me. However, as you can see, the versions are outdated. Actually, in the TypeScript config, it uses common.js module. However, Prisma 7 does call for ESM module, so we do not have tsconfig correct for Prisma, right? If it even installed the Prisma 7, we would need to use the ESM. Probably Claude Code would have figured it out. So, however, it went for Prisma version 5, which is 2 versions down from the current version, and I don't think it is acceptable. Well, looks like Claude Code came short in scaffolding Node.js Express API project. And there you have it. Claude Code powered by one of the most advanced AI models available, given a clear detailed prompt, all the context it needed, and every tool at its disposal. And yet, it still managed to scaffold a project with dependencies that were multiple major versions out of date, a TypeScript config that was fundamentally incompatible with the latest version of Prisma ORM, and a PostgreSQL version that belongs in a museum. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. Anthropic has been making headlines lately claiming that their latest model is too dangerous for general public to use, too powerful, too capable, reserved only for researchers and safety evaluations. Mere mortals need not to apply. And yet, here we are, with their next best model, Opus, unable to correctly look up what version of Prisma, Express, or TypeScript was current at the time of the request. A task that, frankly, a quick Google search could solve in about 4 seconds. Make that make sense. So, what did we actually learn today? Here's what I like to take away from this experiment. Never trust AI to know what latest means. AI models have a training cutoff. They don't browse their internet in real time, even when tools like Context7 are available. Always verify package versions yourself before committing to a scaffold. One-shotting complex setups is a gamble. The more moving parts in your prompt, the higher the chance something gets quietly misconfigured. A long prompt doesn't guarantee a correct output. It just gives the model more opportunities to make subtle mistakes. Outdated versions aren't just cosmetic. In our case, Prisma 5 versus Prisma 7 isn't just a number. It changes the required module system, CommonJS versus ESM, which has cascading effects on your entire TypeScript config, your build pipeline, and how your project is structured. One wrong version can unravel everything. Here's the smarter approach I'd recommend going forward. Scaffold in stages, not in one shot. Start with your base TypeScript setup, validate it, then layer in Express, then the database, then Prisma. Give the AI focused narrow tasks instead of one massive prompt. Explicitly specify versions in your prompt. Don't just say install Prisma version 7. Don't assume the model knows what current, because clearly it doesn't always. Use the AI for structure, not for dependency management. Claude Code is genuinely impressive at wiring up project structure, writing boilerplate, and configuring tooling. Let it do that, but own your package JSON yourself. Always run a version audit before you write a single line of code. Check every major dependency against its current release. It takes 5 minutes and can save you days of debugging compatibility issues later. AI-assisted development is genuinely powerful, but it's a co-pilot, not an autopilot. The developers who get the most out of these tools aren't the ones who trust them blindly. They are the ones who know exactly where the guardrails are. And if this video got you thinking about how to actually get the most out of Claude Code, you're going to want to watch this one next. It's all about the Claude Code memory system, basically how to teach Claude Code your project's rules, references, and conventions so it stops making rookie mistakes like the ones we saw today. It might be just the productivity hack you didn't know you needed. The link is right here. I'll see you in that one.